how proud are you of your son, Nick?
Well, we're proud of all three of our sons because they're all football coaches and they're all great family men and have good families. But I know we're talking about Nick now, and we couldn't be any prouder. We're almost speechless. We're so proud.
What how excited is Nick right now to take the Eagles job?
I think he's very excited. I mean, I think he was very emotional about it. He he's just on top of the world. I mean, it's a dream of his that has come true. So he's very appreciative. I know of everyone that is speaking about him, speaking positively, and yeah, he's ready to take it on, I think.
That's awesome. And Fran, for you, if you could just follow up, just how excited is Nick, talking to him, just how excited is he to become the Eagles coach?
Well, this whole process kind of took us all by storm, and him included. He was on vacation with his wife in South Florida, and he called us in the morning and said, Dad, the Philadelphia called and wants to interview me. I all my stuff's back in Indianapolis, and I don't even have a suit. So he was fired up, and it was good to see him go through the process, and we've appreciated all that he's accomplished through this.
So, obviously not as he excited, and you guys are obviously proud of him, but coming from a coaching pedigree family, how much will this prepare him for this opportunity?
I'm not so sure how much what we did at home has prepared him for coaching, but hopefully what we did at home prepares him for life. He's a good young man, and thanks to his mother. And I was a high school coach and track coach and football and basketball and a little bit of everything. And I told him at the beginning, you need to take a little bit from each coach that you've ever had, including your dad, and put them all together to develop your philosophy. And hopefully that's what he has done.
Do you see a lot in Nick that you saw when you coached for 45 years?
Yeah. Well, we have three sons, and two of us have the same personality, and two of them have their mother's personality.
One of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick's like his dad.
So yes, I have Italian descent in my upbringing, so maybe I better not say any more than that. So we have a little bit of emotions that go along with us.
Oh, Philly will love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Philadelphia we'll
Yeah.
love that here. So how much is he like you as a coach? I mean, can you tell us what he is like as a football coach?
Well, he's far exceeded whatever I have ever done and accomplished. You sit and listen to him, and not necessarily the X's and O's and things like that, and you think, gosh, where did that all come from? How did he? So he's developed a lot, through other coaches and through himself and his own work ethic to develop the knowledge of the game. Sometimes the temperament, the handling of people, that kind of stuff, I think he kind of gleans from us a little bit. But he's a good mixture of a lot of different philosophies and different families.
You coached for 45 years?
I coached football, and then I coached track for 45 years.
You coached for 45 years. You know the game in and out. What is your advice to your son?
You know what? My advice to him is to be your own person, to be your own man. My oldest son is a coach at Washington Jefferson College in Pittsburgh, and we don't miss any games. Other than this year, and I'm always on the sideline. Amy sits in the stands with the rest of the family, but I'm always on the sideline, and I stay as far away from him as I can get. I'm always at the opposite end where he is. Occasionally he'll run down, but this is your program, this is your team. You need to run it the way you need to run it. If they ask specific questions, I'll answer them, but other than that, they're on their own.
So you're not going to be dialing up a few play suggestions for your son?
I won't tell him to go long, not at all.
I will.
I might underneath my breath question why. Why did you do that? But I would never say anything to him.
And Amy, what about you? Will you give some suggestions and advice to your son?
I don't. I followed football for a long time, ever since we've been together. I come from Pittsburgh, so that was a great football town too. So but it's developed even more since we got married, and then Fran's coaching, and then the kids coaching. I'll never give them advice except how to act toward other people. I guess I've been giving them that kind of advice all their lives. So
Well,
that's the only advice I'll give them.
occasionally she'll tell them not to take your hat off when you're speaking to people, or adjust your glasses, or you need to shave, or those kinds of
Get a
suggestions.
haircut. Get a haircut.
Yeah. I mean, so, this kind of came a little bit of a surprise to him. Maybe he was maybe this is potentially a year or two early for him. But how prepared do you think he is for this opportunity with the Eagles? He obviously went in there and really did a great job in that interview.
I think he's very prepared. I think he's been talking about his philosophy, what he would do if he were a head coach, for a while. So I think even though he may be young as far as coaching standards are concerned, I think he's going to handle himself very well.
And Amy, could you follow up on that, please?
Yeah, I think he's been preparing for a while for this. I think he kind of knew it, even though he didn't have his stuff. Like Fran said, I think it was all in his mind. So when they called him, I think he just kind of knew. He talked from the heart, I think, is what he did. So, yeah, I think he's ready.
And he is a talker.
Yeah, be prepared. Yeah, be prepared.
We'll love that. What was the moment like when you spoke to him and found out?
Well, we were out for a walk on on Thursday afternoon, and we came into the house at about 2:00, and the phone rang. So we picked it up, and it was a friend of ours that said, "Congratulations," and we said, "For what?" And then, of course, he explained what he was congratulating us for, and then probably an hour later, Nick called, and like Amy said, he was emotional about getting the job, and it was a real good thing.
Yeah, and when you guys finally spoke to him, what was that moment like? Did you have chills going through your body to hear it from your son?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We were speechless.
Emotional.
Yeah.
And how did the call go down? Did he call you, or did you call him going, "Hey, what's going on?" What?
Actually, he called us.
Yeah, I think he called us. Yeah.
And what was that conversation like for you guys?
As I said, it was so surreal. It's hard to even remember what the conversation was about. But again, we congratulated him and told him how much we loved him, and that he was going to do a great job, and that things were going to be okay all the way around, and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And then
if he needed our help, we're always there for you. So he knows we have his back.
And I'm sure the whole family are now Eagles fans, right?
Yeah, we are.
We need some Eagles gear.
Yeah,
we're going to make some connection. We don't have
anything green.
We have a lot of Colt stuff.
Well, I really, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. People in Philadelphia would, love to hear this stuff.